Have you ever stopped to think about how we connect ideas when we talk? It's like there's this invisible, almost magical mechanism we use every single day without even noticing it. Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on that magic and see how it works. Okay, so let's start with a really simple story. Here it is. We saw a funny home video about a boy washing a puppy in a small bath. The puppy started struggling and shaking, and the boy got really wet. When he let go, it jumped out of the bath and ran away. Simple story, right? Nothing confusing about it. But hang on a second. How did your brain know instantly that he was the boy and it was the puppy? I mean, you didn't even have to think about it. So what's the trick? What's going on in there?
Right. So that seamless connection, that invisible thread tying the whole story together, it's not actually magic. It's a real fundamental part of how language works. And you guessed it, linguists have a name for it.
And that name is Anaphora. It's just a technical term for referring back to something. This, right here, this is the secret ingredient that made that puppy story make perfect sense to you. And check this out. This breaks it down perfectly. The very first time something is mentioned, like a boy, we call that the antecedent. Think of it as the original. Then, every time we refer back to him with the boy or he, that's the anaphora. It's the same exact pattern for a puppy becoming the puppy and it. It's a really simple but super clever system. So there you have it, the basic building blocks. You've got the antecedent, the first mention, and the anaphora, the thing that refers back. Now, let's take a look at the actual tools language gives us to make all these connections. So, we've got a few go-to tools in this Anaphora toolkit. The big one, of course, is pronouns. It, he, she, they. Then there are definite noun phrases. That's just a fancy way of saying we change a puppy to the puppy to show we're talking about the same one. We can even get a little creative and use related nouns, like calling that same puppy the little dog. See? Easy. So, those are the tools. And really, it's all about making things easier for our brains, right? It's a shortcut so we don't have to repeat ourselves over and over again. But this is where it gets really cool. It's how our brain uses these tools, even when it doesn't have all the information. This is where your brain's secret work really kicks into high gear. Okay, check this out. I'm going to give you the start of a sentence. I got on a bus. Simple enough, right? Your brain is already kind of guessing what's coming next. And now, here's the rest of it. And ask the driver if it went near the downtown area. Now, wait a minute, think about that. The sentence never ever says the driver is the bus driver. So how did you know? Why didn't you picture me asking some random person driving a car next to the bus? Your brain just filled in the blank. That amazing little jump your brain just did, that's called inference. It's the cognitive leap you, the listener, make to connect the dots. And you do it based on everything you know about the real world. You just know that buses have drivers. It's that simple. And this happens all the time. Here are a couple more great examples. If I say, we found a house to rent, your brain just assumes it has a kitchen. So when I say, but the kitchen was small, you're with me. Or look at this one. This is wild. The victim was shot twice, but the gun was never recovered. The word shot isn't even a thing. It's an action. But your brain instantly infers a gun was involved. It's an unbelievably efficient system. And fun fact, this is a huge challenge for AI. They need tons of data to make these simple connections that your brain just does in a split second. So really, it's a two-way street. When you, the listener, make that mental jump, we call it an inference. But the speaker is also doing something. They're assuming you can make that jump. And that assumption is called a presupposition. They're basically two sides of the same coin, working together to make conversation flow.
Okay, so our brains are these incredible inference machines, always working behind the scenes. But what happens when a writer decides to mess with that system on purpose, to flip the whole thing on its head? Well, that's when you get a classic storyteller's trick.
Just listen to this opening line. It suddenly appeared on the path a little ahead of me, staring in my direction and sniffing the air. What is it? Right away, your brain is scrambling for an answer, trying to figure out what that pronoun means. And that creates this natural little bit of tension, a feeling of suspense. And then, boom, you get the reveal. An enormous grizzly bear was checking me out. Whoa! See what happened there? By holding back the main noun, the antecedent, the writer creates this awesome moment of surprise. It's a really powerful literary effect. And this cool reverse trick has a name, too. It's called cataphora. It means referring forward.
You put the pronoun first to build that curiosity and suspense. And it's way less common than anaphora, which is exactly why it's so good at grabbing your attention when you see it. So we've got these two amazing tools, anaphora for creating clear logical connections, and its opposite, cataphora, for creating drama and surprise. But these aren't just, dusty old grammar rules. They're things you can actually use.
So why does any of this matter? Well, because once you can actually see these invisible threads, you can start weaving them yourself with purpose. You can make sure your emails or reports are crystal clear by making your anaphora rock solid. Or you can make a story you're telling more gripping by deliberately playing with a little cataphora to build suspense.
So there you have it. Our language is just packed with these hidden structures. Now that you can see the invisible threads of anaphora and cataphora everywhere, it kind of makes you wonder, right? What other hidden rules are shaping every single conversation you have every single day?